Hello traders, welcome back. My name is Erwin from TradeDevilsIndicators.com and today I want to do a follow-up video on the BloodHound statistics indicator and show you some new stuff we have been working on. But before we start, just a reminder, this is a follow-up for the last video I did. So if you didn't see that yet, then well, just go to our website, TradeDevilsIndicators.com. Go to the indicator section, and if you scroll down a little bit, you will find the BloodHound trade statistics indicator, and in there you will find the video. So be sure to watch this one first, because today we are going to continue where I left. So just a small recap. What is BloodHound? BloodHound is an indicator from Shark Indicators. So if you don't know it yet, go to their website. It's sharkindicators.com. They have two products, BloodHound and Blackbird, and some more, but those are the most important. And BloodHound allows you to create trading signals without the need to code. So it's very visual. And if you don't know how to code something, then BloodHound might be for you, because it's very easy to create a trading system using BloodHound. And then when you created it, you can use Blackbird to actually trade it. However, there is one problem, I think, with BloodHound, and that's that it gives no clues if your trading strategy is profitable. So, for example, here I created a very simple BloodHound signal. We have our own ATR trailing stop, which is indicated by this blue and this red line. It's just one of our indicators. And I created a simple BloodHound template which goes long when the blue one appears, and it goes short when the red line appears. So very simple trading strategy. And if you go to the BloodHound template, you can see it's indeed very simple. We just have the indicator, and it goes directly into the result. So, well, if this is all abracadabra to you and doesn't make any sense, then yeah, make sure to take a look at BloodHound. They have a lot of videos on their website explaining how that works. But basically this template is now creating these green vertical lines for a long signal and these red vertical lines for a short signal. And if you just look at the strategy, you say, well, this looks very nice, right? I mean, this would surely be a winner. This would surely be a winner. This would be maybe a small winner. Well, this may be a loser or a break even. Overall, it looks good, but that's just your intuition. And you don't know if this will make money or not without looking at the exact entry, stop loss and exits. And that's why we created the BloodHound statistics indicator, which I already made one video about. So let's look at it and add it to the chart. There it is. And you will see the moment I add this indicator to the chart, everything changes. Because now, for every green vertical line and red vertical line of BloodHound, we can actually see the trade. So we can see, for example, it went long here and it exited here. And here we went short and we did exit right there. We can also see our stop loss, which is over here. We can see our profits. So this is already giving you much more information about the if the strategy itself will be profitable. And it does this for all these BloodHound signals. So if you scroll back, you can see there are a lot. And where was I? Somewhere around here. It also shows you this statistics panel, which shows you the total profit made. So 7.8K, your profit factor, and all the other trading statistics you would like to know. And also the number of trades, 383 or 33. So just by adding this indicator to the chart, we can already see that in this case, in this chart, this strategy indeed was profitable. It made almost 8K in about 300 trades. So yeah, that's already something which will tell you, well, maybe I should take a look further. So this was already possible with the previous version of our BloodHound statistics indicator, but we did change quite a lot. So let's zoom in a little bit. I will make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. We're going to look at this trade here. So let's open the indicator settings. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. I'm in the indicator settings, and let's see what we have in there. So here we have the indicator settings. And one thing you would notice that on all the settings, we now can specify a scalp and a runner. And what do I mean with a scalp and a runner? Basically, it means that for every signal, we can open 2 trades. You can define completely what each trade will do. So, for example, this is the scalp, this small one, which is set to risk to reward of 0.5. It opens here, closes here, and then we have the runner, which goes all the way to what, like here. A lot of people like to trade scalp and runners to the scalp to get their risk off, and then the runner to hopefully make some more money out of it. And now our indicator allows you to specify the settings for those. So if you go back to the indicator settings, you can see that under the position sizing right here, you can now specify the position sizing for your scalp and also for your runner. Now, if you are not interested in 2 trades, you can simply put one to 0, and you will see that then it only opens a scalp, which you can completely customize, but you can also make a runner out of it. And it also allows you to simply test to see what would happen if, for example, if my scalp would be 2 contracts and my runner would be 1 contract. Would that improve my profit? So let's look at it. We are now at almost 8K, and let's select 2 contracts for our scalp and 1 contract still for our runner. And then we can see that it actually made it much worse. So in this case, having 2 contracts for your scalp doesn't improve, but yeah, it makes it worse. So that's not a good idea. But let's see what would happen if we added another runner, so 2 runners and 1 scalp, and then you can see, oh, that increases the net profit a lot. So yeah, that's something you can play with. Next, we have the stop loss, of course. So for each trade, you can specify your stop loss. And let's go up a little bit so we can see the stop loss right here. And the stop loss, in this case, I set it to 2 times the ATR. So this is 2 times the ATR, the stop loss. And the same thing, you can just change it a little bit, see if this actually improves or not the result. And in this case, it again becomes worse. So maybe 2.5, maybe that increases a little bit. And indeed, it makes a little bit more money, but yeah, not a lot, but a little bit more. So it's still good. Of course, you can also set the stop loss in ticks, points, or the amount of dollars if you don't like to use the ATR-based stop loss. Now, note that the stop loss is the same for the scalp and the runner, so you cannot specify a different stop loss for both. Don't think you need it, but yeah. Then there is this break-even setting. This is a new setting which allows you to move your stop to break even after reaching certain profit. And again, you can specify the break-even strategy for both your scalp and for your runner. So in this case, for the scalp, I've set it to 0. I just want to either hit my target or hit my stop loss, but since the target is so little, I don't think it may be wise to move my stop here. But for the runner, you can see that it makes sense to move my stop. So the scalp is set to none, and the runner I set to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. So if this is our risk, then we could, let's see, I think I have a tool for that. Let me find it. Normally I have my toolbar on top, but where is it? Let's find it. Position sizing. So if this is my risk, right there, then here we can see 1.5 R. So then when price is hitting 1.5 risk to reward ratio, the stop will be moved to break even. So it becomes a free trade. Back to the indicator settings. So you can also specify, of course, the break even in ticks, points, dollars, or in terms of the average to range, or select none if you don't like to move your stop to break even. So just let's see what happens if I select none. We are now at 9K, and actually it doesn't really matter in this case. So there are 0 trades or no trades with the runner moved, where the runner moved its stop. It was not necessary in this example. So what's the next thing we can do? Next thing we can do is our take profit. Again, you can specify take profit target for both your scalp and your runner. In one thing that we added since the previous version is that you can specify it now in risk to reward. So, and that's what I'm doing right here. My scalp is hitting the 0.5 risk to reward, and my runner is limited to 5 risk to reward ratio. Again, you can specify it in ticks, dollars, amounts, ATR. Or if you don't want to have a fixed target, you can just set it to none and use your trailing stop, for example. So in this case, I set it to 5. And I don't think this one is going to make that. No, this one is 2.5. And here we have one which is actually hitting the risk to reward of 5. And you can see that it immediately stops when it reaches over there. And this one gets taken out by a trailing stop. So let's look at the next at the trailing stop. Trailing stop is our next point, which is right here. Again, you can specify a trailing stop for both your scalp and your runner. The scalp I've set it to none, but because it's just a small target, so it makes no sense to trail my stop. But for the runner, I set it to a ATR-based trailing stop with a 2 times multiplier. And there are a couple of options here. You can use the ATR, you can use the chandelier stop, which is a very popular trailing stop. But for Renkos, you can also use the previous bar high-low. So, for example, if I take the previous bar high-low and press apply, you can see that now it gets taken out here because this bar is breaking the previous bar high. You can also maybe put a offset to it. So you say, well, I want the previous bar high plus 4 ticks for example. And then you can see it trails a little bit further and it gets taken out here because this bar is making a 4 tick higher than the previous bar. So that's how you can use your trailing stop. And again, you can then see if it increases or decreases your what did I say? Your profit. Let's go back to the default settings. So there it is. And you can see how quickly you can test out different entry and exit strategies and how it influences or affects your profit. Just by having these signals from BloodHound doesn't tell you anything about how profitable or how losing your strategy is. But by using this indicator, it allows you to quickly play around, and you can see you can easily come up with something which makes money. I mean, this is not a very difficult strategy. It's just using the ATR trailing stop, and by adding some, by just adjusting the numbers a little bit, you can see that it makes money over the last 330 trades. So that's quite a lot. And you would not have an idea without this indicator. Of course, you can use Raven or Blackbird, which allows you to backtest it, but it's quite cumbersome. It takes a lot of time, a lot of testing. And here you just change the number, press apply, and you can immediately see the results. So that's the backtest indicator. Like I said, we added the scalp, the runner, the risk to reward is new, the break even is new, and we will, if we come up with new stuff, we will certainly add it in the future, because I'm using this indicator for my own automated strategies as well to see if a new idea makes sense or not. But then the next thing comes, because let's say now I have a strategy which looks good on paper, right? It's making money, it has a decent profit factor. But now how do you make an automated strategy from it? Well, until now, you would have to go back to Blackbird in this case and create a Blackbird template which basically is going to trade it like you set up in the indicator. Now, that's of course possible. But it's a lot of work to get this right, to make sure that Blackbird is trading exactly as you set up in our indicator settings. And maybe you don't have Blackbird. I mean, it's not cheap. It's around $1,400, I think, and it's certainly worth it. It's so powerful that it's worth its price. But maybe you don't have it. And maybe you don't need it if you just want to have a strategy which is running using the settings you set over here, and you don't need all the flexibility which Blackbird gives you. And in that case, we can reveal something new. It's not in the shop yet, but it will be soon. We are beta testing it right now. And that is our automated strategy. So if you go to strategies, then now I can select our TDU BloodHound strategy, which is right here. And if you select it, you can see, hey, here are all the settings we've seen before with the indicator. So you can specify your scalp, your runners, your stop loss, your break even, etc., etc. All the things you just tested out and found a profitable settings for. You can just enter them right here. Then under BloodHound, you're going to select your BloodHound template. So in this case, I was using the, was it? Good question. It was the ATR trailing stop. Trailing stop, there it is. Yep. So I'm selecting my trailing stop. I'm pressing OK. And then, of course, I need to enable my strategy. So let's enable it. Then it should, indeed give me my my trades. So it may be a little bit small and not easy to see. So let me try to make it a little bit bigger. So let's make these make them 5, and also lines, solid. Yeah, now we can already see them a little bit bigger, better. Let's make them, let's make the longs deep sky blue, and let's make the shorts orchid. So we have some nicer colors. So yeah, now we can see our, that it's indeed trading, right? You can see, well, here it opened the short, there is our stop target, and there is our scalp. Now you might say, well, yeah, but in the indicators it exited right here. Yeah, that's true. That's just because I probably have some different settings over here. So let's try to change that. Let's add back the indicator. Let's see, there's the indicator. And let's take a quick look at the settings we have. Oh, it was already here, I said, see. So we're using one contract, 2 times ATR, risk to reward for the runner 1.5, and a take profit of 0.55 with a 2 times ATR trailing stop. Okay. And then we go to the strategy, and I hope I can remember all those settings. So I'm going to edit the strategy. Okay, one contract is fine. The ATR was 2 stop. This was 1.5. We had a risk to reward here of 5, I think, and a trailing stop of 2. And these were the settings we were using in the indicator. So let's enable that. Let's run the strategy. Wait a little bit until it's loading, and now you can see that indeed it's opening the short here. The scalp gets taken out here, and the runner gets taken out right there. And you can of course look at this trading performance as well, and you can see, well, in this case it even made a little bit more money than the how do you say it, the indicator, but that's because of the how do you say it, the number of trades is also a little bit different. And why is the number of trades a little bit different? The strategy actually requires some bars before it will open the trade or close the trade. So yeah, it won't be exactly the same, because you can see it right here at the start, for example. It requires a couple of bars here before it's going to open a trade, and at the end the same. So that might be a little bit difference, but overall it should do just fine. Now, since I added the strategy to the chart and I'm in playback mode, I can now also, for example, start playback. So let's just add a price line so we can see price moving around. So where is my price line? There. So you can see where the price is, and remember when the blue bar, it now opens a trade. But sadly I didn't have my chart trade already, so there we can see it, that it's opened to trade, and you can see the stop loss here, the first target, which is our scalp, and the second target. And sadly this was a losing trade, so let's wait for the next one. And just speed it up a little bit so we can see that indeed it's working. There it is.
Order filled.
Okay, you can also see the stop now moving, so the trailing stop is working, and it got taken out. And
order.
You can basically see that the strategy is opening trades, closing trades, and
order submitted.
Just what it should do to settings you specified.
Order filled.
So let's keep this one running as well.
Order filled.
And there it is. And not sure what it did in the in this small period. It made like $165 total. So this is something which we will release soon. And again, why would you want this? Well, if you have Blackbird and if you have the time, then of course you can do this the same with Blackbird, and Blackbird allows you to do much more. But this is just making it very simple and easy for you to set something up. I mean, you take our BloodHound statistics indicator, you add it to your chart, you fiddle around with all the settings until you have something which is profitable. Then when you have it, you just look at your settings. In here, you remember those, you copy those settings in your strategy, right here. You enable it, and it's going to trade exactly like you're set in the indicator settings. So you know that if it's making money here, then it's probably also making money in real life. Now, of course, I should note that backtesting, especially, is never going to give you a 100% certainty. There's always differences when trading it live. I mean, there are times where you get slippage, or there are times where we have a little gap, and these are things that are not simulated in the backtest. So there will always be some differences, but yeah, I think this already gives you a lot of confidence that something is going to work, and yeah, it allows you to trade it. So with that, I think I'm going to end the video. Like I said, we will release the BloodHound strategy somewhere this week, I guess. So consider this a sneak preview. If you have questions, idea, then yeah, just let me know in the comments, or send us an email, and then see you next time. Bye bye.